Hello students. So today we'll see how to work with timer control in VB6. Okay. So day by day we are learning one by one controls, how to work with the controls to design the VB application. So today it is about the timer control, which is very special kind of control which is available in VB. Okay. So with the help of this timer control we can do a lot of things, especially in VB. If you are working with the animations, like so this timer control definitely helps to work with the animations or animation control programs or designs, etc. Okay, so it's a very small control which is available in VB, but will do a miracle in the VB. Okay, so most of the examples in your lab session, again it is on timer only. Okay, so let us see what exactly the timer control is. Okay, so the timer control is invisible at runtime, and its purpose is to send a periodic pulses to the current application. So as the name says, the timer. So whenever you heard the word like timer means it is with the time interval. Okay, it is with the time interval. So this timer control is small enough. You have seen in the previous. This is time control. Okay, so which looks like the alarm. Okay, so at runtime it is invisible, like label or text boxes or list boxes. It will not be visible, but it is there in the background. So most of the times, so for doing the background work or background operation, we are going to use the timer, and its purpose is to send a periodic pulses to the current application. Periodic pulses in the sense like this. Okay, whenever it is enabled, so it starts giving the pulses like zeros and ones with the specific time interval. So a user can trap this pulse by writing code in the timer event. Any timer 1, or it may be timer 2, or it may be timer 3. So timer has only one event, that is timer event. So in order to work with the timer, so we need to put the code in the timer event of this or event procedure, and take the advantage of it to execute task in the background or to monitor users actions. So as I have told, most probably this timer control is used to work with the background processes. Okay, and similarly you can monitor the users action. Okay, what you can do, so you can observe so many results or changes, so that will be happening with the application itself. Okay, so this control exposes only two meaningful properties, say interval and enable. So compared to other say controls, the timer control has few properties. Okay, in the next slide again we will see only interval enabled. Name is, of course, it is a must property for all the controls. Interval is one important property, and enabled is one more important property, and index properties are there, of course, left and top will be there. But the most important properties of the timer controls are the interval and the enabled. So as usual, enabled is one, so which is common for all the other controls, so which enables the control if it is set to true, which disables the control which when it is enabled equal to false, means when it is disabled. Okay, so disable enable is nothing but whether it is active or deactive. Okay, whether the user can interact with that one or not. If the user should not interact with any control, then make that control enabled equal to false. By default, almost all the controls enabled property will be set to true only. That means user can interact with that. Okay, so similarly interval is there. So this interval means it stands for the number of milliseconds between subsequent pulses. Number of milliseconds. That means the interval is measured in terms of milliseconds, not in terms of seconds. Okay, so 1 second is equal to, there is a calculation, 1 second equal to 1000 milliseconds. Means if you divide 1 second into 1000 units, okay, so then take 1 millisecond from it. Say there will be 1000 milliseconds for 1 second, and you can select this 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can calculate how much it is. Okay, you can select 10 millisecond, you can select 5 milliseconds. Okay, so you can say 100 milliseconds. So how much interval you want, how much interval the user wants, so that much of interval can be given. But so generally we are saying 1 second is equal to 1000 milliseconds. Out of that 1000 milliseconds, so you can take 50, 500, like 500 means half second, 250 means quarter second, like that. Okay, user can activate or deactivate the events. So even though you have put the interval, you can activate or deactivate. Okay, so by using the enabled, sometimes we are setting the interval but we will be disabled it. So by default the interval will be 0. The VB sets the interval value 0. That means by default the timer is disabled. Okay, when you place a timer control on a form, its interval is 0, which means no events. It will not response to any event like that. Okay, therefore remember to set this property to suitable value in the properties window or in the form load event procedure. So you can set the interval, say timer 1 dot interval equal to how much, you can set in the property window or in the form load event. Okay, so in two ways, property window, in the property window and in the form load event, so you can do that. Next, so these are the some properties, methods and events. So whether it is method is there or not, later we'll see. Properties, name is a compulsory property, enabled is a property, index property, interval, left of course, but only 5-6 properties are there for the timer. But here one is remarkable thing is the method part bandre idರಲ್ಲಿ timer has no method. Timer has no method like refresh, move, what I can say, set focus, inta yaude methods illa. Okay, next event, the only one event the timer has, that is timer event. So if your timer name is timer 1, timer 2 timer, like that. So no other event like load, unload, click, double click, key press, key down. So these kind of events are not there, only one event, that is timer event, because the intention of the timer control is to expose the timing from the periodic pulses, that is getting the interval. So utilizing the interval, so utilizing the CPU pulses, pulse rate in terms of say interval. So we are using only the timer, because, and one more thing is, at the runtime it is invisible. If any control is invisible at the runtime, so what I can say, event you can do, whether you can click on it, whether you can drag it, no, we cannot do that. So it is invisible, but it is functioning, invisibly functioning. Okay, the timer control is invisible at runtime. Again I am mentioning, once again mentioning, timer control is invisible at runtime but visible at design time. ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಬಟ್ ರನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇನ್ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ ಟೈಮರ್ ಈ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಸಬ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಲೋಡಿಗೂ ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಟೈಮರ್ 1 ಡಾಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1000 ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ವಿಂಡೋ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಇಂಟರ್ವಲಲ್ಲಿ 0 ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು 1000 ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ 0ವನ್ನು 1000 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so automatically, so timer interval will be 1000 means 1 second. 1000 means 1 second. ಸೊ 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡಿಗೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಈ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್? ಸೊ ಟೈಮರ್ 1 ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1000 ಮೀನ್ಸ್, ಸಾರಿ, for 1 second timer 1 timer event will be occurred, will be called. ಇದಲ್ಲ, ಅದರ ಟೈಮರ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡಿಗೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಅದು ಕಾಲ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಕರ್ಡ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟ್ರಿಗರ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಎ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಟೈಮರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಟೈಮರ್ 1 ಟೈಮರ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಲೇಬಲ್ 1 ಡಾಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಎ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ which gives the system time. Okay, so if you set the timer interval equal to 1000 means 1 second. Time is always changed with second, of course millisecond, but if you change the any timing credentials in terms of milliseconds, we can't observe. So we can detect only if it is changes with the second. ಸೆಕೆಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಗೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಫ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ milliseconds, 1 millisecondiಗೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೇ 10 minutes 15 second, sorry 1 hour 15 minutes 15 second, next 16 second, next 17 second, like that 56 second, 59 second, next 1 minute will be increased. So like that we can guess, we can monitor, we can detect that one. Okay, so we will do the same thing with the timer. Okay, so I will set the form on caption as say digital clock itself. Okay, digital clock. Okay, so make this border size as fixed single, of course, fixed single. Next you put one label. So this is a label, of course, this is a label, and you put one timer here anywhere, because it is at the runtime it is invisible, isn't it? And at the design time you can't increase its size. Suppose if you drag like this, still it will go to this, means directly it is not interacting with the users what I can say events, click event, double click event, key press event, or it will not respond to any of the mouse or keyboard events. Okay, but it will be in the runtime. And you see this is label 1 and it is timer 1. So timer controller has only less number of properties. Timer 1 enabled true, index interval is 0, left means where exactly it is. It gives the position. If you change its position, left 8000, top, okay, like that. Okay, so anywhere you put here, and this is your label 1. Okay, change this label font something else. Okay, font is very small, so go to make 25 like that. Okay, 25 something or 30, you change the 30, label 1 to 30. And timer interval is 0. If its interval is 0, it will not do anything. It is totally inactive. So if you want to make it active, so you have to change its interval. So I want to change it to 1000. What do I mean by 1000? 1000 is nothing but 1 second. Timer interval is 1 second. ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡಿಗೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಇದರ ಏನು ಈ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಇದು ಕಾಲ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವುದು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಸಮ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಚೇಂಜ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಟು ಲೇಬಲ್ 1. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಟು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಟೈಮ್? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಲೇಬಲ್ 1 ಡಾಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಲೇಬಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗಬೇಕಲ್ವ, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಲೇಬಲ್ 1 ಡಾಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಸೇ ಟೈಮ್. ಟೈಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಟೈಮ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. Time is function which extract the system time. So by extracting the system time, it will assign to label 1's caption. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಲೇಬಲ್ ಒನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಒಂದೇ ಟೈಮ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡಿಗೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಗಿವನ್ 1000. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ರನ್ ಇಟ್, or auto size ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, auto size equal to true ಮಾಡಿ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ರನ್ ಇಟ್ ನೋಡಿ 12:1:31 AM ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಈಗ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಕ್ಲೋಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ರನ್ ಇಟ್, starting you will see label 1 only. After 1 second you will be saying this 12:1:55 AM or whatever it may be, isn't it? So in order to make this one, in order to make label 1 invisible, or whenever you run the program, so automatically the time should be displayed. That means you should go for the form load event. Once again, in the form load event, same copy and paste, ಅಂದರೆ label1.caption equal to time ಅಂತ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಪಿ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಸೈನ್ ಟು label1's caption. ನೋಡಿ, ರನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮಗೆ label 1 ಅಂತ ಕಾಣಿಸೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ 12 So align in a particular, say, make it here at center or something, okay, and so this is digital clock, nothing else. So what exactly we have written is very simple. First of all, in the design, we drag and drop, place the timer control. This is label 1 control, of course, and we have changed the font size and auto size equal to true, of course. Form caption property has been changed, border style has been changed, then timer interval has been changed to 1000. Okay, suppose what happens if you change it to 500? Actually 1000 means 1 second. Generally time is going to be changed for 1 second, will be changed for 1 second. So after 1 second you will see the next second, 16 to 17, 17 to 18, 59 to when it say 60 means the minute will be updated. So like that, okay, once for 1 second. But if you say 500, anything will be changed, time will be changing fastly. So you can see that even you make timer interval to 500, but second will be changing for only 1000 milliseconds only. So no effect if you change, because this time is system time. This time function will be changing its value, it will returning value only after 1 second. So it is better to make timer 1's control to 1000 only. Okay, 1000 only. So this will build a small digital clock. Okay, so small digital clock for it. So you can make it small exactly. Okay, do this. So I think so it is better to make like and run. This is enough. Okay. So this is digital clock. Okay, followed. So okay, followed. So we'll see different examples with VB. Different examples with VB. I will show one more example with this. Okay. So I will cancel this label. You will retain the same timer only, and instead of digital clock, I will make background change, form background change. So you can change the color of the background color of the form. Okay, you can change the background color of the form for how many? So 1 second, for 250 milliseconds, once for 250 milliseconds. Andre 250 milliseconds in interval alli colors change ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಲರ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಆ ಕಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಡ್ಯೂರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಲೇ ಏನು? ಡಿಲೇ ಈಸ್ 250 ಮಿಲಿಸೆಕೆಂಡ್. ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ 4 ಕಲರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ 4 ಕಲರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಟು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಲರ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಎ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವುದ್ರದ್ದು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒನ್ ಇಂದಾದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒನ್, ಲೇಬಲ್ ಒನ್ ಆದರೆ ಲೇಬಲ್ ಒನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒನ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ equal to, so you have to use one function, that is qb color. qb color is quick basic color, background color, quick basic color, not background. qb color. So in the bracket there is a function called random. rnd means random, and into 15 means 15 different colors will be changing randomly. rnd means a function which changes the values randomly. So how much random? So into 15 means 15 different random colors, red, green, blue, yellow, like that. Okay, so quick basic colors. So randomly 15 different colors will be changing, okay, for 250 milliseconds interval. Means 1 second ಗೆ 4 ಕಲರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಟೋಟಲಿ 15 ಕಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡಿಗಲ್ಲ, 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಕಲರ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಟೋಟಲ್ 15 ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಕಲರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್. 15 ಕಲರ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಒನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಟು ಅನದರ್ ಕಲರ್ ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 250 millisecond ಗ್ಯಾಪ್, ಆರ್ ದಿ ಡಿಲೇ ಇಸ್ ದ್ಯಾರ್. ಡಿಲೇ ಇಸ್ ದ್ಯಾರ್. ಓಕೆ, okay, so this is how you can change, okay. So it cannot be many more, okay, because invalid procedure call program. So that much of value is not there. So 15, 13 like that. Fine, understood? So this is the second one. Similarly, what you can do is you can go for one label. In the label you can put any value, say like welcome to, say visual basic, welcome to visual basic. Make it auto size true and go for the font, not the color. Go for the font and make it 18 like that, or something else. You can make it more. Okay, so welcome to visual basic. Okay, so here what I am going to do is, at the same time I am going to change the form background color randomly, and similarly labels 4 color means text color, 4 color, label 1.4 color equal to same property, qb color in the bracket randomly, how much? Maximum 15 different colors, random 15 different colors. Form on back color randomly, label one's 4 color randomly. So execute. Yes, form on ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಲೇಬಲಿನ 4 ಕಲರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಗ್ರೇ ಕಲರ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಉಳಿದಿದೆ. ಲೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಗ್ರೇ ಕಲರ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ನೌ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ದಟ್ ಲೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಲರ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ದಿ ಲೇಬಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಲರ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌ. ಸೊ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್, ಲೇಬಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಒಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂತಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪರೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ದಿ ಬಾರ್ಡರ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಟು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪರೆಂಟ್, ಸೊ ಲೇಬಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಲೇಬಲ್ಗೆ ಫಾರ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಯು ರನ್ ಇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದಿ ಚೇಂಜಸ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಲೇಬಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ದಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಲರ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗ್ರೇ ಕಲರ್. but this time the label is not having any background color, so form is changing with random colors. Similarly, label is also changing with random color, isn't it? So I think it is nice to see. So these are the simple things you can do, but using the timer you can do a lot of things, lot of applications in the VB. So timer is a small control, but it does a miracle with the VB. Okay, so I hope so this is understood. Okay, very simple concept, very simple concept. Okay, so thank you.